Today I'm riding in Sedona, Arizona, and I've just climbed to the top of the Mescal Trail, and it's a scenic spot here. So trail meanders around here and underneath this cliff face here, all the way along here. So it's a very cool trail. So this is an intermediate trail, and it's a lot of fun, incredibly scenic. So let's go ripper. So the Mescal Trail is one of the very first trails I ever rode in Sedona. The first time I came here in 2016, and I continue to come back and ride this old favorite because it's so incredibly scenic further along that cliff edge bench. And even though it's a mostly flowy intermediate trail, that ledgy section further up is a little unnerving for some intermediates. Thank you. You got to be pretty confident in your line. But around this bend, we get a sweeping view of these peaks here in Sedona. Yeah, I pretty much rode this trail every time I brought somebody new to Sedona. You just have to see this trail. And if those ledgy sections are a little sketchy, scary, then you can just walk across them. Yeah, the benches are going to be underneath this cliff face here. This is a little taste of what's to come. Take the high line, a little tougher. I think it's spring break, either here or in California. A lot of hikers. First time I rode this trail, there was no one on it. So it's really changed in 8 years. Yeah. So that's the difficult line. And then further up is a little bit of climb. Oh yeah. Not quite. Yeah, so I think I will backtrack and re-roll the more intermediate line. Okay, so here's the easier line. Which, with these wide handlebars, isn't all that easy on that narrow section back there. There we go. The rest of it's pretty easy peasy. Thank you. So there is also a higher line. That goes up here. And I think I just rolled right past the fork. The access route up top. See if I can find the end of it. Yeah, that's where the runner is, up there on the higher route. There. Yeah, and the descent route is right there. Down this to return to the trail. So I think I'm gonna ride back and roll it. Okay, so here's the harder route, the higher route of what I just rolled. And I don't know what caliber these two routes are. They just call them difficult and intermediate. So I'm thinking they're at least black. And the lower routes are the blue. But the descent might actually be maybe a double. It's pretty steep. Thing is, neither route is on trail forks. Let's stop and enjoy this incredible spot here. Yeah, so there's the bench. You ride across right in there. We came up from the green area over there. We're gonna ride further around a couple of corners before it turns into the airy trail that goes out towards that knoll. You know, they say Sedona has some spiritual energy, and a lot of people come here for retreats for yoga and spiritual medicine and the like, and it's definitely a special place. I think they even say that there's ghosts and stuff, spirits. Some of these places, like on the Soldiers Pass trail, where there's the couple of caves and the Devil's Kitchen and 7 sacred pools and so on. So I guess the First Nations figured this was a very special place, and I think they're right. So on my ride yesterday, I finished it with no rear brake, so I was using my front brake in Mesa. I was riding the Hawes trails, and so I'm gonna be trusting my brand new brake on this steep descent. Gotta find the line. The last time I rode it, I skid almost the whole way down and carried way too much speed. I think I've learned how to do slow rolls better. Okay, here's the marker for the descent, which is a left turn right there. Let's get the mark. And here's what it looks like from here. And then there's the post right there. So straight down this. total break city. It's all very rollable. The key here is to stay in this little notch here. Yeah, so that's some skid marks right down here. So even when you've done it before, it's still pretty scary. Slow roll, wide turn. Nice. Wow. Right down there. I think I've learned a thing or two about steep rolls on slabs like that. A couple of years ago I rode that really steep exposed section on hangover successfully. And the one on hangover is not as smooth or clean. But the key of all these kind of rolls is just total speed moderation.
Did you do the roll?
I did.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I did it really well. So pleased. Thank you. Nice little switchbacky final descent to the intersection with the Airy Trail here. Okay, here we are. Done with Mescal.